bij dit. En die buisjes zijn deze gekleurde buisjes.
Maar Soes, mijn video werkt helemaal niet.
En door handgeschreven.
Zo.
Handgeschreven met de structuur. Wat zit er nu in?
Ja?
Hoi.
Hey, Jelmer.
Hey.
Hey, Jelmer.
Hey. Hoe is ie?
Goed, en jou?
Top, laat eens zien. Staat hij er? Oh, het moet nog onthuld worden natuurlijk, hè?
Wacht, maar kan ik ook mijn camera omdraaien? Oh ja.
Ja. Sowieso.
Oh, ja.
Kijk maar even.
Ah, top.
En de brieven heb ik ook even laten zien.
Een soort mini-kamertje. Mini-huisje.
Oh ja, de brieven. Wil je even de brieven laten zien?
Ja, we hebben dus voor elk werk ook een brief.
Misschien even in het Engels, of maakt dat nog niet uit?
Ja, ik denk wel. Volgens mij, ik zie ook dat het live gestreamd wordt op YouTube, dus misschien Engels wel handig.
So we make work a letter, then it has the name of the artist on it, and then then when you open it, find the box and how it should be packed. So this is very to go bottom. So the two boxes are one box. And then when you unpack the box, you first read all the letters. Where are they should go and
Yeah. These are separate boxes. This is for the tea ceremony. We need also a drawing of the tea ceremony glass balls. This is for the print of two hands holding some flowers.
yeah.
Here go the newspapers from Willem.
We can show also the complete work now.
Oh yeah, we can show Willem's work.
So they are all here now. I think it was not fully complete at the opening. And this is the last one. And here we also made embroideries on the box with all the organizations that sponsored. It's a bit hard to read, but this is Stroom. And here is Provincie Limburg. And this is the logo of Gemeente Maastricht. And the Prins Bernhard Cultuurfonds. This is the artist and the other, but the color faded a bit, so it's a bit hard to see. Yeah, this was really complex embroidery. Okay, I think now we can. Wil jij hem nu? Nu moet ik even naar binnen.
Nou, we moeten even zoeken waar we naartoe moeten. Oké, dan moet dan even ergens tegenaan
Ja, maar
zijn.
je moet het even zeggen, want we weten niet wat er weer gebeurt. Ja, ja. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now we will go to the interview part of the video. We're just waiting for the interviewer. It will work with the microphones, right? If we
don't have.
No, but I mean, all the
No, when we open this one, we close this.
Oh, yeah,
So
we just
switch on
use your
to-
computer, okay, yeah. We're just waiting for the other computer to start.
Maar die zit play.
Oh, ja. Deze snel uit.
Leave. Kun je wat meer in beeld komen?
Zo. Zo zit het wel.
Hello.
Hello, you look good, you guys.
How are you? Sevim. Elmer.
Hey, hello.
Hey.
Is my my audio is on? Yeah. How are you?
Everything is okay. We are so happy. We have friends here.
Yeah. Yeah, good that everything went well.
When did you arrive?
Oh, on the 30th of September already. But we had to finish a few things from the box still. So we did that first.
Yeah. Today we finished actually.
Sevim, you saw the box?
Yeah, I just catch the live stream. Yeah.
It's incredibly beautiful. I don't want to let the box go. I will change the box.
Swap it. No, this is really how it came out.
Sevim, your voice is a little bit noisy.
Is it? I don't
It's
know.
so deep and blurry. I don't know how to describe.
Let me try find out.
Okay. Hey. So tonight we have a program. We will go to eat and drink. Sevim, please come with us. And I would like to invite you also.
Me to have drinks
Yes.
tonight. Yeah, I'll just fly over. Yeah. Cool. So who's going to interview who, by the way?
Hmm?
Who is going to interview who?
Interview who?
Yeah?
I don't,
Who? Who's doing what?
we will interview each other.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Jessica.
She is not here. I'm Sana using Jessica account. Oh, Sena. Sena looks like connecting from Munich.
Yes. Maybe we should begin, no? Because we are live. And so, first of all, I would like to thank you to my friends coming from Netherlands and bringing the box of the exhibition. So this is the main part, the heart of the exhibition, because our exhibition, as you know, is Breaking Boundaries. So this is a mobile exhibition, and we are talking about the borders and boundaries and how to break the boundaries. They gave us the chance to put all together the works and to send them to Maastricht after Istanbul, and the journey of the exhibition will continue all around Europe now. So thank you for coming and to bring the box to us. What about the box? What kind of box is it? You can talk a little bit about your work?
Yeah. Yeah, so should we first describe the idea or first?
Yes, first
what is
if
the
you
idea?
describe the idea, maybe.
Yeah, so we worked together already last year on a big project, and we made a lot of objects that are kind of semi, yeah, they are semi-functional, because we are interested in how this can also add kind of a performative element or kind of social element around an object. So that's also why we were interested in the box for the exhibition. Yeah, so that was a bit why we thought we would like to make the box.
Yeah, and then we were thinking already before, when we made this other exhibition, there was a lot of furniture inside, and then some things that we were interested in were like this kind of Baroque desks and dressers that have all these little compartments with secret buttons where where everything is made very specific for the object that it contains. So that was something that then came quite quick. I think that we thought we can make something that is holding this precious exhibition in this very specific way.
Yeah, also in this kind of craft furniture, there's a lot of detail that often has also a storyline to it or tells something about the moment or the surrounding of the object or the way you should use it. So this is also why we were thinking about how we can use a lot of details to kind of give this idea of what could be inside a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we also, that's also what you started talking about with this kind of like social side of it, that we also thought it should be fun for the people that it meets along the way. So when it gets sent by mail, and then the people who transport it and who see it, that they kind of get also, that they also kind of experience some part of the exhibition.
Yeah, that was also funny because we brought it here in the plane with the odd size luggage, so you can instead of cabin luggage take an odd size luggage, and because it was empty and very light we could take it. But then when we got out in Istanbul airport, they picked us out and we had to put the box in the scan, and the guy asked like, what is this, why are you taking this, what is this, because it's empty also. And then we were explaining, yeah, it's a
present.
It's a
we were
present.
saying.
Of
It's
course,
a
a present
present.
for his
It's a present, and we made it, and it's
Yeah,
art,
for
and
a
he was like,
friend. And then we said like it's made with epoxy and dried flowers and embroidery and wood and foam, and then he was like, okay, just take it, it's fine.
he didn't want to know,
No,
but he was intrigued.
yeah, he was, yeah. And also we could see the people when we were waiting to board the plane, we could see the people that were loading the baggage on the plane, and we could see also that they put the box inside of the plane, and then you also see like
You made the picture.
yeah, we made video.
Wow.
We will share. We will
Yeah.
share also the video of the trip here, and then we can put it on the social media maybe. Yeah. Yeah. So it was nice that we could follow this a bit and see also how people handle it along the way. This kind of weird package. Yeah.
I return to myself. So now we have the box and we have the flowers on the box, and the crew of Karşı Sanat was curious about the meaning of flowers for them, and maybe where are they coming, and what about the relation between the nature and the travel and art. Maybe you can speak a little bit about the meanings of the small things used on the box.
Yeah. Yeah, so we used a lot of dried flowers, and they are from my family's garden, where we do a lot of flower growing, and yeah, we like those details. Yeah, because of this kind of, it has this idea of something precious and kind of old also, because the colors fade a bit, and also we have embroidery details on it that are then also these craft details where it takes a lot of time to embroider something, so it also is precious, or it relates to something precious.
Yeah, I think we are also interested in kind of traditional decorative craft work, like where there's a lot of time spent, and then it's kind of, yeah, this also kind of small thing, like this very elaborate, but it's just flowers, and this kind of very big devotion to like a piece of furniture or like a
Frame
small
of a
thing. Like we like
painting.
this kind of it's a little bit like a humble attitude from the person who makes this, like put so much effort in making this kind of like, it's, yeah, when you think about, for instance, embroidering, and we saw here a lot of embroidery actually.
Yeah,
It's
And,
really crazy to see the connections.
Yeah, and it feels kind of like yeah, making a lot of effort and being very devoted to making a,
to the object that you
yeah,
deal with.
yeah,
Also,
but then it's connected to a functional thing. So then it's a shirt that is actually made of quite rough cotton, and people will just wear it. So yeah, it feels like making a lot of effort to make like something that is around you all the time be also very beautiful. I see it kind of like
This is the presence, maybe. No?
Yeah, exactly. This kind of like
give the time from you.
Yeah.
Now, when Sevim is here, and when we saw the box near your work, Sevim, it was really a crazy moment to see how we create a common sense together, without knowing each other, without any maybe curatorial touch before the preparation of the works. But at the end, when we saw your work with our box, so I think maybe we are sharing a common spirit together, maybe the spirit of the time, maybe the difficulties of our human conditions gave us some keys to understand each other. And you used the lemons, and you gave a lot of time to them. Yeah, you touched them, you dried them, you lived with them. I know your house, how you, and your studio, how you are living and working with them. They are special, I think, and here they're like some creatures on the walls. And what you are thinking about the communication of the works here, because you are in Istanbul and you saw the exhibition and how the totality of the combination.
Thank you, Ezgi, and hi everybody again. It's nice to seeing you face to face, even at Zoom. Finally, it's very nice meeting you again. I think through this exhibition, at one side, individually, all the works has their own interest and like the meanings. And as you said, it's becoming more and more connections created. Since it's a process-based, even all the individual projects are like that. And also the exhibitions, how now all the works become together. The main idea at the beginning and still was like actually having the works according to the space and installing the works according to spaces. So that's why we are not just artists, but also curators are, as an artist, giving a lot of, and they are going to give in the other cities as well, a lot of effort, which is very interesting for this exhibition. So now after the first opening, actually it's getting more interesting when we see like the works next to each other, sometimes like the full frame, because you can say a lot of things about conceptually, like about mobility or this like border issues, etc. But when we come to the point again, this exhibition's idea actually came out during the pandemic time. So everything started from the daily routine, especially for my practice as well. At the beginning, Liman was not that very special, like a daily routine objects that we use in our kitchen or but it's not about maybe the lemon mostly, but it's about something to give a shape, and like when it's also about the timing issue also. So then you started to think about the one full of structure, and then the other side actually the emptiness part of them, and what could be those meanings actually if you look from the both sides. And it's actually like between the what appears actually to us from the outside, but on the other hand, what is the inner reality? So all these like going between those questions, it helps me actually to give a meaning, this Voice of Lemon installations for me. So through this installation, actually, I was trying to invite, like to think on memory of voids actually through the space, and organic structures transform into the space and or spatiality. This phenomenon for me actually it's not the left, but actually created emptiness, which is very important for me, because I'm not looking here or tracing the memory of the past times, but actually from what appears to us and what is the meaning between to them. I kind of using this space and then the organic structures to think about what we left in the spaces during that time. So it can be even emptiness through a chair. One can sit on it, or a door gap maybe, or only a breath left in the space, or a small tiny trace maybe comes from different times. It can refer sometimes very, very old, like time references, but it can be even from yesterday, because I'm not just pointing or let's say, I'm not trying to point to very old time, because if you consider memory as a lot of like a shared moments or coming from the past, that's not my point. Comes actually, it can be even a small touch, and it can has a lot of like a meaning. And actually through this is the installation, I was trying to actually points to the pieces, small tiny pieces that can be interpreted like depending on the place where they are exhibited, which is also, I think, for me was very exciting and interesting for these projects, because then here we are exhibiting in Istanbul when the works will be travel. So that's another negotiation challenge actually, if they can travel or not. And like last 1 year and 1.5, everything was a bit changing time to time. So it was not a stability. so we don't know what's going to happen after, if we consider our this global pandemic situations, that we will see and we will experience. But it's interesting for me that there is not a manual that I can tell the curators or like art spaces that my exhibition could install in that way. But actually, it will be like an open challenge because it's actually based on the spaces. So it's a very site specific for me. While I was also installing in the Karsanat, it was important for me because it's quite at the opposite of the entrance wall. And the space, it has own actually architectural structures. So it's and in one hand, it's archaeology between the space and this memory issues, because there are a lot of things that we witness, we live and we experience, but it cannot be coming from the one perspective, of course. So like filling and void relations, actually, it might come through the image, or it might come from the space that I'm trying to actually bring together. Yeah, I can stop here a little bit so we can continue together.
Thank you. I'm really curious, what about Helmer? You saw a little bit the exhibition with photos and videos. We tried to show it, but you had an idea how it look like the works when they come together?
In Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be quite a challenge because, of course, Karsi, I haven't been there personally, like in like physical, but then through Instagram and through documentation, the whole exhibition room, like the whole space of Karsi looks huge. And in Amsterdam, we don't have that big of a space. And also when I think of, for instance, the next stop will be Maastricht. And I think then I will travel to Venice, then to Castellón de Pepperly, then to Amsterdam, and then to Munich. But I think also Maastricht is going to be a really, really small space. So it also hinges onto what Savine told, like the exhibition itself is also like a memory that creates its own ongoing story. So I'm really interested in seeing, because Patty Morgan in Amsterdam, we're the 5th stop. So I will also have seen it installed in different ways. So it's also going to be quite challenging to not have that impact my own curation of the show. And also I'm really excited for how the work of Susie and Jan Dirk will actually travel and create all these visual scars of the actual travel. So also really looking forward to that. So in that way, the show will really develop on its own way. So yeah, I think bottom line, really curious and really excited for it. Yeah.
This is the most beautiful part of the project, I think. This is exciting, it's challenging, but it's also a collective way of creating something. Now, for the people who are listening, as you know, for example, Sevim will send some fabrics and some dried lemons, and she will make a package and send to Helmer, and Helmer will open it and say, what I will do with this. So
yeah,
maybe like here, we will make some video calls to show the space. Really, this part was the funniest part, because we are speaking at phone for the first time. So I try to show the space, and we try to install the work on the wall, and 3 persons holding the work and the other one making videos. So the other one, for example, from Italy, she tries to give the sense to the work without saying anything around. So it was really fun. And I think at the end, we had a new experience of space, maybe.
And actually, can I add something, Ezgi?
Please.
Yeah, it's also very interesting because, as you said, Helmer, it's a very, very big space. And I remember Anna, and sorry, it's so, because we have a Turkish word, anne, so it's it was a little bit challenge for us. So she was mentioning about like also the space that she's running in Maastricht. So it's a very small place, but maybe on the other hand, it will work not better or worse way, but a different way. So, so for example, for Anne's installation, maybe this tea ceremony will actually get into contact more maybe with the other works, because yes, because space is small, but also it starts to change the meaning also, like how you install in space. So it's a really interesting challenge. I'm looking forward to see all the results actually at the end when we put them together next to each other. So it will be, I think, interesting responses to all the works and the installations, the exhibition concept comes out.
We had the chance to participate to tea ceremony with Sevim here in Istanbul, and stayed for 1 week here in Istanbul, and we made it 2 times at the gallery and 1 time in Gezi Park, in the public space in a very important park in the center of the city. Really, she had a lot of participants, and everyone was so in the process. I think this part of the exhibition, the performative part of the exhibition, also will add a lot of story to the journey of the Breaking Boundaries. I'm really curious about how it will be happening in the other cities.
Ezgi, I missed the performance in the public space that day I was working, but I participated in the one she gave in the gallery. How was the reactions of the audience in the public space? Because tea ceremony is maybe it's wrong to say like that, because tea doesn't have a ceremony for us. It's a very daily routine, and every 5 minutes you just say bring me a tea or something like that. Because for example, where I work in my production atelier, I'm also working as an artist, but also doing some exhibition projects. It's a big in a building, so every corner has a tea places. So then you just call someone and then they bring you tea, like a small cafe, let's say. So how was it in public spaces?
It was really crazy, because we invite people to drink with us tea and participate in the ceremony, and Anne, maybe she wasn't expecting this, but we had really friends, and we spent all the afternoon all together, and they began, especially women participated to the ceremony, and they began to teach us about life, talking about men, talking about marriage, about the very intimate discussions began between us. So really, it was just 5 or 10 minutes tea ceremony, but we spent the whole day with the group participated to the ceremony at the public space. So I think she is really good in it to make speak people. So even without language, they are not speaking English, but they began to tell everything to Anne, and we try to make introduction. But really, it was so cool to be in this place. Just an information, this park, Gezi Park, that Anne used for the first ceremony, is a special place for us, because we lived a kind of an occupation experience. In 2013, the center of the city was occupied by the people, and to defend the trees of the park and the unique green space in the center of Istanbul. It was a huge experience for us to we call it Taksim Komün. How to live together, how to create together, how to defend us from the violence of the state altogether. So this memory of a common life in the park was for me the reason of this choice to recall the memory of a collectivity and to think about the community all together during a performance. And by the help of an artist, it was really magical for me.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Emel,
Yeah.
yes, please continue.
No, I was just
Yeah.
no, sorry.
Oh no, I'm quiet. I'm quiet. You were saying.
Okay. No, I was just wanted to add because I remember how I was actually impressed by how Anne actually valued the time she spent with the audience during the performance, actually, because that was a really powerful that actually transmit to the audience. So you finally find yourself, you spent like a long time, like a while chatting about tea or how we come together and why we come together and what we do. Even sometimes just sitting next to each other might has a lot of meaning. So I remember that point. So that's why I was interested in how it also happened in the public space, because then random relationships that come across that you can never plan, which was a really good idea to do that in the public space. So after the exhibition, I have a question about the boxes, because now I get excited about the Suzi's and Jan's box. So are we going to bring like those boxes in a big box and then send to other countries, or how it will continue?
No, the box is, we should have had the drawing here. But
it
the
will-
box is,
Yeah, you can connect the 4 boxes to each other they go on top of each other and then they can get locked. So then it's one big box.
it's
Wow.
high,
Yeah.
4 different sections.
And then, so the works are already kind of separated in these 4 different sections, and then they are separately packed as well. And
So
then
it's boxes in boxes in boxes, kind of. And then when
Okay.
it's all packed, yeah, then there's no
Yeah.
other box. Then we seal it.
we just seal it and do like a protection on the corners, and then we hope it should be fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds good. For example, now if you look at the installation, some artists actually used some exhibition furnitures or some objects from the space. For example, in my case, I use a chair, but I could actually design a demonte edilebilir. Ezgi nasıl deniyordu şey?
Demontable.
Ha?
Demontable.
Demontable, okay. Demontage, like so it could be, I mean, I had the idea also like designing a chair which I can demontage after the exhibition, but then I realized maybe it's better challenge actually also that I never know, I would never know what are the possibilities in the exhibition spaces, which will be another actually topic for us that we can negotiate and use some other. So that's why this, for example, chair will stay at the Karşı Sanat, but when all the other like pieces, I have to say, because it's not just lemons, there are a lot of things, also the fabric. When I arrive to other spaces, I will probably like learn about the possibilities that I can use. Sometimes maybe I don't know, a small table it could be, or a chair. So we'll see. I think Gözde also using an exhibition furnitures belongs to Karşı Sanat. Probably in the other spaces, it will be other possibilities will be used.
Mhm.
So that's why we don't have to travel like the old tables and furniture, chairs, etc.
No. We made sure that there is like a little bit of extra space in the box, like the trunk of the car or something. So if anything were to be found along the way that has to come, it's possible. But yeah.
Yeah.
not
So the
best.
exhibition can make friends on the way.
Exactly.
way.
Yeah, yeah.
Send
Video-
little
That's
pictures.
beautiful.
Videos would have the biggest problems, I think. No, I'm just kidding. Just the opposite way. Videos will be easy to travel. But I remember one like artwork in the like not long history, but it was a neon, I think, something. But so in the custom services, they didn't believe that it's an artwork, so they didn't want to take it back as that with that like a paper works, because custom services it's a big issue about the papers, which Ezgi actually experienced in the last months a lot. So we'll
So
see.
which work was
Our
that
works
then?
will be a problem.
Which work was that? You said work resembling a nail or something.
It was a neon work, I think. So they wanted to. The paper was saying it's an artwork. So because it's not conventional, like a classical way or like forms of the artwork, so they didn't. İkna edilmek neydi Ezgi? Onu da sorry, I need some.
Comments.
Huh?
Comments.
So they were not convinced about
Yeah.
artwork. Yeah, I don't remember.
My experience with custom was really a theory of art. What is it? What is this? This is nothing. But why
art?
is it?
They ask you.
Why is it? For what you need this? Who sent you? What he wants from you? The questions, the questions was really we have to really discuss about it. They were all about what make an object a work of art.
Yeah.
Totally incredibly
Wow.
deep conversations before saying that this is a gift for me, this is my memory, this is something special for me, this is something intimate for me. So before this, you have to really explain what is an object, what is an artwork. So this it was
It's quite a difficult discussion
really
to
I began
convince.
in front, but after I let go.
Yeah, could be an interesting project on itself, like a social project on how to define art through customs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For example, with the Amazon smileys of Simone, it was the funniest part. He made an extremely beautiful and well done box for the works. And at the custom, the man said me that, wow, this is something very precious. We will see, you will pay a lot. He began like this because I have a beautiful box. After he spent time to open it, but with a knife, open the knife, the work is coming, this is like a bird. And he found the work and he said, what is it? He did not like what is it? I said, the present. Okay, but it was the 5 times that I'm going to the customer and say the same lie. And after said, what is the price of this? I said, I don't know. What about you? He said, it's not more than €5. I don't even ask you for money for the taxes, he said, and he sent me, and he found the box very precious, but the work, no, he was really disappointed with Simone. Simone,
And how did the newspapers, like maybe context for the people who are watching? Willem de Haan, he's an artist that we picked from Petty. He did this work where he posted a advertisement in a newspaper, but in all the newspapers from all the different cities, so 6 papers, and with the text, these themes, topics, subjects will be discussed in the Breaking Boundaries exhibition. So it got placed in every single city. But except like for this funny story in Limburg, for Maastricht, the newspaper editors, they said you cannot post this, you cannot place this advertisement because it's kind of undermining the news. So he had to censor it. So
yeah. I was
it's
shocked.
the only censored and it's quite funny too. Like it's not expected at all that the place that this advert would be censored would be Limburg. But yeah, then again,
It's really funny when you see all
yeah,
the newspapers, and then in Limburg it's the only one where it's censored.
yeah. And they were really harsh about it. They were like, "No, you cannot place this. This advertisement is really bad for our news. Sort of putting down the news value." So then he was
Yeah,
like, "How can
And
I?"
also
how can
there's
we edit
one
this?
from Amsterdam, from the Amsterdam North,
Yeah,
right? Or
yeah.
Is there's two newspapers from the Netherlands?
No, in the newspaper,
There's
they
one
have
in
to-
Limburg
to-
and one.
Yeah, there's in Limburg and one in Amsterdam North, like the specific, yeah, really local newspaper there. My connection is my connection wrong?
Yeah, it's good.
Is it good? Oh yeah, I think Eski and Jan, Dirk and Susie I don't see anymore. Oh
Yeah.
no.
They come back.
Yeah. So my question regarding the work of Willem de Haan and the customs was, did it cause any trouble? Like, because the newspapers, they were sent differently, I think, to Turkey, like not in boxes, but in like envelopes. Did that cause any trouble? Like, why would anybody send a newspaper to Turkey? Was that something that you experienced there?
Ezgi.
Sorry. No, with newspapers, everything was easy. No,
Yeah.
everything is okay with newspapers. So here, just in the exhibition, we had a strange experience. We choose an Armenian newspaper to put the advertisement. So someone came and said, but we are in Turkey. Why you don't choose a local Turkish newspaper, but why the Armenians? I said exactly for this. So you are thinking that you are the owner of this country, but we are living together with the other people and other cultures. That's why we choose this one. This is the local one because they were living here in this neighborhood before you. So it gave me the chance to be a little bit aggressive, express myself against this discrimination for now the so-called minorities. So the work made us speak.
Yeah, quite an interesting. Yeah, that's quite an interesting point, and that's also the main reason why the work of Willem was like how to make the hyper local, like the really local, like for instance the Armenian who were there first, for instance, and Amsterdam North, like not the Amsterdam newspaper, but really the North paper, like how to make this really small piece of this specific city, how to make that into world news and to look and discuss those topics. So that's quite interesting, I think. Yeah.
It's beautiful. And now this is the beginning of the journey of our exhibition. We will have a lot of beautiful stories.
Yeah.
I hope that we will move also, not in the boxes, but I hope we will move.
Yeah.
So maybe Sevim will come to visit you in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I'd like.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I will go maybe to Venezia, and we will see each other before to see each other face to face physically. I think the exhibition shows us that in these conditions and these difficulties of this age, maybe the artist found a new common language based on fragility, nature, the importance of small things, to be light and to be fluent. And this new language touch to the deepest part of the life, and we try to defend this part of life, to stay alive, to stay open, to stay really outside of the immunity of the society, and to continue to try to be a community, even like a passenger, even a short time community. Maybe we will be in the research of this common sense that we are sharing. So when I'm looking to the gallery now, to our space, I see all of you, I see a part of you, and all the day they are speaking between them. The works are now friends. I hope that we will be also friends in this period, and we will try to get more, to get easier the life that we are sharing, and to give space and time to each other to know and to grow up all together. So thank you first to Jessica and to all the Breaking Boundaries crew, and I'm waiting for the news stories about the exhibition.
Yeah.
That's something, or
no, I just really like from a lot of the things we spoke about that because we are apart, but we are also working on the same thing. And it's a collaborative project, and a lot of things are out of control. Like when you're not in the country, then maybe you don't have full control over your work, and the spaces are different. So I think because of that, you can really create something new. If you have a collaboration where you are not in full control, then really something new can happen.
exactly.
And that's also like how you use the choice of newspaper.
Yeah.
You create something new that maybe Willem hadn't thought about when he had the idea of the work. And yeah, through working in this kind of format, being apart but working on the same thing, I think there's a lot of room for having really this collaboration where you don't have control and you can make new things happening. Yeah.
Exactly.
Ezgi, I also want to add one more small thing. When you remembered my notes also that I took for my work, but also I was also thinking about the who around the projects and around the exhibition also. Like making, exhibition making has its own politics, and also it can be also with about like about everything, like about the space, about those relations. So it's very creative, but at the same time it might be destructive and like a subversive activity. So it's always has like its own like meanings which might actually tear down your expectations, or like what you see, what you got, what you do. So it's all so it's always like something fragile but something meaningful, but something is there, but at the same time something is not there and something else, etc. So that's why I think it will be more interesting for us after like those the way of installations will differ to each other according to the spaces. So it give us a chance to talk about more on it. So after like second and third exhibitions, which will start to be more interesting to negotiate between the installations. Thank you for this possibility and inviting again to everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, all of
Thank
you.
you.
Hanmer, you
Thank
want
you.
to add something?
No, yeah, well, I really want to thank everyone, and I think the project is really beautiful and precious, and also looking at you guys sitting there like Jan, Dirk, and Susie, I'm really proud, and I'm really I'm really looking forward to the continuation, and yeah, it has only just begun. So yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Bye
So,
bye. See you soon.
we will continue to live Istanbul all together, so we let you know.